I'm gonna drink on that because that was deep. That was deep. That was dropping bombs. Hey guys, and welcome to Live Your Bliss, where we learn to manifest the life of our desires. And together, I hope to create a community of like-minded individuals that not only want to teach each other, but learn from each other. Today, we're going to be learning all about the subconscious mind and how to reprogram it. First, I gotta go make me a cup of tea, so give me a second. Oh, cue the intro music. Talking all about your subconscious mind, how to reprogram your subconscious, and start thinking more positive thoughts so you can start changing your life today. So first off, what is the subconscious mind? Well, that is the mind that is under your conscious. Subconscious. Okay, just kidding. But your subconscious mind, that is the part of your mind where we store and receive data. Your conscious mind does all the commanding, and then your subconscious mind does all the obeying. Our conscious mind tells our subconscious mind what to do, and then our subconscious mind remembers how to do it. Pretty much that simple. It remembers how to do it, how we feel when we do it, what we like to do when we do it. The subconscious mind puts all that and it stores it all together. It doesn't exactly think on its own. The conscious mind is what does the thinking, but it does store everything that we think. It's literally unlimited. Everything that you've thought in your whole life is stored in your subconscious. Whether you remember it consciously or not, it is stored there. What the subconscious does is it forms thought patterns based off of our past experiences, based off our past emotions, and it forms beliefs around that. And those beliefs are eventually what we end up living off of. By the time we're 21, we have hundreds of beliefs stored up from when we were kids. From the age of 0 to 7 is when we soak in the most information. And a lot of our beliefs, a lot of our patterns are instilled in us from that age, from that time frame. So your subconscious wants to keep you safe all the time. So what it does is it remembers your past emotions in certain situations. It remembers how you react in certain situations, and it keeps you in that same situation. It keeps you in that same reaction. Its job is to make sure we respond to things exactly the way we were programmed to respond to things. That's why when we're trying new things out, you get butterflies in your stomach, you get sweaty palms, you get shaky, you get nervous. That's your subconscious reacting to a new environment. It's triggering something in you, telling you, hey, wait, this is something new. We haven't did this before. You should probably proceed with caution. I don't know what this is. It's designed to keep you safe in that way. But in the same way, it also can keep you limited because, of course, the only way you can grow is when you start trying new things and expanding your life. But your subconscious isn't made for that. Your conscious is made for that. Your subconscious is made to keep you safe. That's why it's so important to make sure we are aware of what we're thinking, that we are aware exactly what our subconscious mind is remembering, what it's programmed in there, what are these patterns that we're constantly seeing ourselves in. Those are all tied back to our subconscious, all tied back to our beliefs. So it's important to have the ability to reprogram your subconscious and finally get off of that autopilot that it usually has us on. So that's what we're going to discuss. We're going to go over ways that we can implement right now to start helping reprogram our subconscious, to start getting our thoughts in the right direction. Because with law of attraction, if your thoughts are positive, you attract positive things. So we want to learn how to get our thoughts in a positive motion and keep them going that way. So first off, my first tip is to be mindful. And what I mean by being mindful is just knowing what you're thinking about, paying attention to what you're thinking about, and when you start going into those daydreamy states. Let me give you an example of a daydreamy state. When was the last time you were driving from work to your house and you pretty much just blacked out? Like, you don't remember driving there at all. You don't remember what streets you turned on, if you ran the light or if you didn't run the light, but you did manage to get home. That's because your subconscious kicked in. You've driven that route so many times that is now a pattern in your subconscious, and you don't need to consciously think about it when you're driving. That is what I'm talking about when being mindful. When you go into those daydream states, you need to come to and think, what was I just thinking about? When you have certain emotions that pop up, you need to think, get into your mind and figure out what exactly you're thinking about. So on an average, we think about 50,000 thoughts throughout the day. And out of those 50,000 thoughts, about 95% of those are subconscious thoughts. That means majority of the day, we're just on autopilot, repeating the same patterns that we've been repeating for our whole life. That is why you need to be mindful. Being mindful is now coming in tune with yourself and paying attention to what you're thinking about that 95% of the time when you're on autopilot. Start tuning in with yourself every once in a while. Ask yourself what you're thinking about. That sounds weird, but trust me, you'll get an answer. If you start thinking about what you're thinking about, then you'll start knowing what you're thinking about. When certain emotions come up, try to identify what you were thinking about when that emotion came up. Learn how to meditate. It will take some time to learn, but learning how to meditate is a great way to be mindful and actually a great way to realize what is under those conscious thoughts. What are you thinking subconsciously? Meditating is a great way to put you in that state. I personally don't meditate every day, but I do meditate, and I probably should start doing it every day. But if you need help with meditating, YouTube has a lot of great guided meditations on there. And then also you can just put on some like meditation music to put you in a really relaxed state. But the whole point of meditation is to not so much clear out your thoughts, but to organize your thoughts, to actually see what it is that you're thinking, to put your thoughts in front of you so you can actually observe them instead of just having them on autopilot constantly running your life. Another way to actually be mindful is journaling. I mentioned journaling quite a bit because that is a way to really be mindful. Start journaling every day. Start writing down what you're thinking. Be honest and write down what you're really thinking, because you won't be able to change it if you're not aware of what it is. So when you're feeling a certain way, write it down, write it out. Have a therapy session with you in the journal and try to figure out exactly what it is that you think. Write down exactly what it is that you're thinking, and then come back and read that from a perspective. Not so much from the emotional place you were when you were thinking it, but from a place of now trying to find a solution for it. Now you can read it and understand it, and you can understand what your subconscious thoughts were when you were thinking that, when you were feeling that you're writing about. So that's a great way to actually just look at your situation from the outside, so you can start realizing what these patterns, what these thought patterns are right now in your life that are running your life. Tea break. So next is going to be affirmations. Affirmations is probably the best way to reprogram your subconscious, because the way our subconscious works, like I said earlier, it forms patterns. It is all formed off of patterns, whatever it's familiar with. So if consciously we start forming new patterns, eventually our subconscious will make that a pattern, and it won't be so hard for us to implement it in our life. That's how affirmations come in. A lot of times affirmations feel really uncomfortable to people. Saying things like, I am wealthy and I am powerful and I am successful may sound really far, really like you're reaching when you're in a certain part of your life. But that's the point. Like I said, it's not in your subconscious yet. It's in your conscious. We have to command things consciously, and then our subconscious will start obeying it eventually, and then make it into a pattern and a belief in our life. So consciously, you have to start feeding your subconscious that. You have to start breaking up all of those belittling thoughts, those thoughts that I'm not enough, I don't have enough, I won't be enough, or things that you have instilled in you from a kid. That's going to break that up. Yes, at first it's going to sound really uncomfortable saying it, but once you start getting used to it, eventually your subconscious is going to take that in, and then it's going to now be a pattern, and it's going to be a belief, and it won't be so hard for you to believe that. Now it'll be something that's going to come off easily, and you're going to believe it every time you say it. But at first it's going to be uncomfortable. That's just because it's something you're not used to yet. That's not who you are yet. That's the whole reason you're saying the affirmations, is because you're trying to be that. You're trying to form a new habit. You're trying to form a new way of thinking. And yes, you will feel uncomfortable for a little bit. Yes, it will feel like a lie for a little bit. But the whole point is for that to be repetition, for you to keep saying it, for you to eventually instill that. The more you say it, the more you do it, eventually your subconscious will take that in, and it will eventually be a belief for you. While it's uncomfortable, it's okay. Fight through that part. It's not a lie. If you believe it's going to happen, it's not a lie. Write out affirmations daily instead of just saying them to yourself. Put them on sticky notes. Put them up on the mirror, so every time you go to the mirror, you're seeing your affirmations. You're reminding yourself. Put them in your car. Every time you get into your car, you're seeing your affirmations. Just put it to where you have to constantly think about those positive statements all day. Whatever you're doing, those need to be running through your mind. Because like I said, eventually that is going to become a pattern for you, and you will only think those positive statements. We make it sound so complicated when we call it reprogramming your subconscious. All we're doing is just changing our beliefs. Just because we had a fun, fulfilling life as kids doesn't mean that we didn't have some limited beliefs that have been ingrained in us that now as adults are not very helpful to us. We all in our life have been there, and it's a lot of stuff in our mind that not only our parents, not only our family, but schooling and media that has ingrained in us over years, and it's ingrained in us a lack. It's important to know exactly what your subconscious is. Our mind is a very powerful thing, and when you come to the point of being able to control your mind, you will get to the point of being able to control your life. I'm gonna drink on that because that was deep. That was deep. That was dropping bombs. All right, guys, that's all I have for y'all today. It has really been awesome. I enjoyed this video so much. I hope you did as well. And if you did, please like it, share it, subscribe. I would love to have you a part of the family. Also, if you're not already, go follow me on Facebook and join the Live Your Bliss community there. In Facebook, I will be also posting things daily to help you guys live the life of your dreams. So guys, I hope you stay safe out there in the quarantine. And as always, live the life that you desire and live your bliss.